going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
This effort. And China has big plans for this. They intend to seed their digital yuan into the global environment by giving it away to visitors at next winter's Olympics. When they arrive at the airport, they're going to get yuan digital wallets. They're going to receive digital yuan. They're going to use it throughout their visits to Beijing, and then they're going to take it back to their home countries. They see this as a huge advantage. Why? Because who controls the underlying protocols, who controls the underlying standards of the future of money will control the future of money.
Important. Terra is an algorithmic decentralized stablecoin. So the idea is that you have a cryptocurrency that retains all the censorship resistance benefits of Bitcoin and Ethereum. It lives entirely on the internet. It can be programmed on. It can't be seized or censored. While at the same time, it maintains price stability against the dollar, which means that Terra USD, which is the USD stablecoin, is always going to retain value at 1-to-1 with the dollar. Luna is the cryptocurrency that helps to stabilize that stablecoin. So the idea is that at any given time, you can trade in $1 worth of Terra USD against the protocol for $1 worth of Luna, and then vice versa. So you can sort of think about Luna as absorbing the price volatility of Terra stablecoins.
One thing I do want to start with UST and the stablecoin, like you talked about. So it's not backed by dollars or commercial paper. That's really the way we think of a lot of the US-based stablecoins working. It's backed in part by Bitcoin. So why use Bitcoin, a relatively volatile cryptocurrency, here as a reserve asset?
I don't think that there's anything wrong per se with backing stablecoins in terms of dollars. It's just that there are some limits of the things that you can do with the use cases of so-called centralized stablecoins. Now, the issue is that if you're keeping $1 in the bank account for every unit of stablecoin that's issued, that stablecoin now has an issuer and an operator. So what that means is that you have all the attendant compliance and custodian risk of having an operator and an issuer, because, for instance, like what happens if the company for some reason goes bankrupt? Then in that case, everybody that built interesting things on top of that stablecoin is now held hostage to the bankruptcy court that is governing that fate. Or, for instance, given that bank deposits are so easy to regulate, I think one of the things that we'll start to see with centralized stablecoins is that there's going to be massive compliance creep, which means that over time, you're going to start to layer on things like, KYC requirements and, sort of vetting what types of applications can use a stablecoin, which isn't necessarily appropriate for all use cases. Now, a decentralized stablecoin as something that is backed in native cryptocurrency, like let's say Luna or Bitcoin, has the property that there is no issuer. There is no operator, because anybody in the world can trade in $1 worth of Bitcoin, can trade in $1 worth of Luna to issue 1 Terra USD. So this has the nice property that it makes decentralized finance truly decentralized.
Welcome to the Cryptoteacher. And guys, I come back with that video just to make you think. And guys, I've told you from the very beginning that stable coins were the foundation of this digital economy. The reason why? Because they act just like fiat. We know during the bear market, USDC came out of nowhere because they keep increasing the supply. We have Terra buying Bitcoin to hedge itself plus back it. We have USDC backed by the big banks. And we have BlackRock coming in with the big money for USDC. And I told you a long time ago that USDC was definitely the chosen one when it comes to private stablecoins. We know that Brian Brooks and Jeremy were working together, and they stated that they were working on the United States global stablecoin. We know that Goldman Sachs was already backing Circle. Now we have BlackRock. They are creating the same exact system that we have right now. It's just going to be in digital form. The same players, the same hands are going to be running this economy. Nothing has changed. It's just like Jeremy stated, it's going to be almost free of charge for the most wealthiest banks. And then on top of it, these stable coins can be programmed. Also, for the stock market, is going to be real-time settlement. Trillions of dollars of liquidity opened up. And remember, the crypto teacher told you because he knows. When it comes to the new world order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
The issuer of the USD coin, what is this new investment going to further enable you to do?
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, so Circle is the issuer of USD coin, as noted, and USD coin is obviously referred to as a stable coin. We describe it as a dollar digital currency. What we're really trying to do is provide a platform that anyone in the world can build on top of to bring dollar transactions to their applications on the internet. We've seen this incredible growth in blockchain technology. It allows anyone with a digital wallet, piece of software, hardware, anywhere in the world to connect and transact. And what we've been really working on is really trying to provide a trusted digital currency model that's, based on the dollar, that's, within the care and custody of the U.S. regulated, banking system, and that allows people to transact basically instantly, globally, and at near zero cost. So we've been building out that infrastructure. It's grown incredibly fast, 1,000% growth in 2020, another 1,000% in 2021, and off to a fast start this year. The financing, the $400 million, as noted, it coincides with a respac. Where the company increased its valuation 100% from our originally negotiated SPAC deal. And with the $400 million, it's not just the capital that's going to allow us to grow. It's also the strategic partnership with BlackRock. So this is a strategic investment from BlackRock and really aimed at, I think, for them, increasing their role in this ecosystem with a trusted, firm like Circle, and really trying to advance what's possible with stablecoins, with dollar digital currency on the internet, including future applications in the broader capital markets themselves. The way we think about this is, the internet has brought technologies that allow us to exchange data, information, content, communications instantly, globally, and at no cost. And that's the power of these open, global, decentralized networks. And that's transformed so many industries. That's what stablecoins, blockchains are doing for money. And what that means is that over time, basically, the cost of transacting will basically go to zero. The movement of value will move at the speed of the internet. And that has really profound implications. Our own belief is that eventually every form of digital commerce, every form of financial application, every form of capital markets application is going to be built up around digital currencies on these networks. And so what does that really translate to? If you think about traditional capital markets, T plus 1, 2, 3 settlement, people taking counterparty risk, people taking collateral risk, looking at all the issues that exist with the kind of continuous movement of markets, which if you're in the digital asset space, you're living in a 24/7, 365 continuous market. The traditional markets are not. I think digital currency, and in particular USDC, and what we can do with BlackRock can actually make a difference and really enhance the speed and assurances and efficiency that can be had in traditional markets.
Yeah, it's really
The thing to remember about dollar digital currencies like USDC is their full reserve. We're not like a traditional bank where we take deposits and then lend them out 8 or 10 times over with leverage. It's a full reserve model. We're trying to build a kind of banking and payments model on a more sound money basis, on a full reserve basis, which is what we think the world of internet money is going to demand.
Most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.